Good
Are we
morning,
live?
everybody. We are live. Welcome to the
All right.
2020 Virtual Technical Summit here, presented by ERATIC, the East Region Association of Technology Coordinators. We are so excited to have you with us here today. We have an amazing lineup of really awesome presenters that are going to be presenting today. And this morning we have a keynote by Mr. Phil Coleman from the Kentucky Department of Education, Office of Education Technology. And we are very excited to have him here with us today. Remember, throughout the sessions today, both on track one and track two, we've got folks monitoring the live chat. Right now, we've got Courtney DeRosset and Matt Jury monitoring that live chat as well as the Twitter feed throughout the day. If you've got questions or comments, you can hit that live chat on YouTube, or you can also hit the Twitter chat at hashtag KYTechs, KYTechs plural, TECHS. And then if we're in the tracks, you can hit T1 or T2 in front of your comment or question so we know which track it's going to. So hashtag KYTechs. We're excited to have everybody with us today, and I'm going to introduce Mr. Phil Coleman, and you can take it away, sir. You're muted.
There we go.
There we go. Good
Good morning.
morning.
Yeah, good morning to the EdTech community in Kentucky. It's a beautiful morning here in northern Scott County. I hope it's that way all over Kentucky, and I believe it is. So, getting a chance to sit in my backyard and do a really awesome kind of update for you all this morning. And I want to thank Neil, Brandon, Courtney, Clayton, and everybody in the erratic group that helped put this together. This is just awesome that we can come together in a virtual way and kind of share. And I got a chance to look at your agenda uh, for today, and what is really special about that agenda is all of those things just are spot on things that you need and the tools you need and the professional development that you need today to help get us back into to school and start the education process in the fall. And that's so important. I looked at your agenda, and the part I really liked about it also was the fact that these sessions are being led primarily by ed tech leaders across the state. And I think it's just really special that you all can come together that way and share what you know and share your experiences. And I also see a lot of things about security. I want to talk a little bit about that today, what we're uh, kind of doing in KDE and how we're kind of approaching some of the security initiatives that we had. I also see something there about network health, and I can't tell you how important that is right now. Even though we're not in the school buildings, the network health as we come back to school in some form or fashion is going to play a really key role. And I see also that the you have the Lightspeed crew on at 9 o'clock this morning, along with a couple other school districts, and they're going to be talking about their experience with Lightspeed. But Lightspeed's all, or I guess their experience with Relay, and then Lightspeed is going to be talking about how they're going to start rolling out Lightspeed Relay to school districts starting in July 1. So, first thing I wanted to really kind of do before I get into the couple really key areas I wanted to talk about, um, I want to share with you a few just the very first sentences of a few emails that I've gotten uh, in the past 2 months, let's say. So I kind of feel like Jay Leno. You remember how Jay Leno and Johnny Carson used to have the little uh, cards that they would flip up? And they would read like newspaper things that were really funny. So uh, I, these are, these are just kind of strange, I guess, but I wanted to share them with you. Mr. Coleman, I know school is out until sometime in the fall. I would like to get on your calendar during the break and show you how we can help you offset the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Sir, looking for a way to be productive during the COVID break? That's a good way to start an email with me, I tell you. And this one I thought was really, really good. Sir, I have been attempting to contact you via email for a couple of months without a reply. You are either very busy, don't want to talk to me, or suffering from COVID-19. I hope it isn't the latter. So, I I wanted to just share those with you because I want to come back to those a little in a few minutes, and I'm just, I guess, amazed at the people that think because school is out that we're not busy, and I don't know any ed tech leaders in the state of Kentucky that are taking a big break right now. So I do want to come back to that. So let's start out with security. The bad guys are um, the bad guys are busy too. I don't think they're taking any breaks or any vacations, and they're using this the pandemic and the situation that we're in to try to trick us into turning over our credentials so they can do some bad stuff. And we have lots and lots more like phishing attacks and stuff like that. It's really really ramped up since this whole thing started. But I wanted to kind of give you my perspective on what they're really trying to do. So the first thing, they're trying to get your password. And so most of the data breaches that we've seen across the state have been either somebody's had a weak password, or someone has taken a laptop or a computer, out of someone's car or something like that. So here in the department, we're trying to just like you all are in your school districts, we're trying to really kind of ramp up our whole security effort. And these are things that we had planned on doing, but we hadn't planned on doing them this soon. We had planned on rolling some of this stuff out over time. So just like you all, we have laptops and computers that are out in people's home. They're telecommuting, they're teleteaching, telelearning, and those kinds of things. And they need to talk to the directory. They need patch upgrades. They need virus protection uh, updates. And so early on in this, we were able to kind of pivot and flip the way that we do patches and things like that. So uh, traditionally, those things would get pushed to your laptop if you were VPN or or if you were setting on your school network. And so we were able to kind of flip the way that works so that those updates get applied to uh, to your computers, when they're home. So, and to be honest with you, that's probably the most vulnerable that these computers will be is when you're at home and you're not going back to school yet and you're taking vacate, you take the kids on a vacation or whatever, and that's when people's laptops get stolen and get picked up out of cars and those kinds of things. So we really wanted in KDE to address those two issues. Excuse me. So I'll go down the list of things that we've done in the last kind of month and the things that we've already gotten started. We put caution banners on all of the emails that are coming in from uh, anywhere except for K through 12 schools, some state agencies, and KDE. So you guys probably won't see that, but it's a caution banner that basically says, be aware this email is coming from somewhere that might not, you might want to take a second look at it. And then, and we've also ramped up our education on that just to try to make sure that people are thinking about what they're clicking on. And, and so we've also rolled out the Microsoft ATP, which is the Advanced Threat Protection. And the part we really focused on is the secure links and secure attachments. So what that really means is when we get an email in now in the department, we we have somebody taking a look at that before we actually have a chance to click on it, and I explained it. It's kind of like a minefield. So they're going through the minefield, they're sweeping the minefield, and they're blowing these things up, these bad attachments and bad links before people can get a chance to click on them. So so we've done those two things in KDE already, and we started 2 weeks ago with our password upgrade, and we're rolling that out office by office. Uh, Today we started our third office in KDE, and we'll be finished sometime in July. We'll be finished with that. So, uh, and going to a 15 plus character password or a passphrase is just a lot more secure than trying to remember. I've got some kind of hard email, and so I take it, and you know how this works. You write it down on a piece of paper and you slip it under your monitor, your laptop, or you put it on a postie. And we've all probably, done that a time or two. But what we feel like is if you have a really good passphrase, you don't have to change it very often. And so our, change rate is like 180 days versus 30 days or 60 or 90 days. So uh, we've got that kind of on the roll. And we also have turned on this morning at 8 o'clock, we turned on disk encryption for every laptop in KDE. We have about 550 laptops that are out in the field, and they're not sitting on our network. So we wanted to make sure those are secure, and so we're turning on disk encryption. That will happen in the background. The users will never actually know that that happens. And so usually takes about 30 minutes or maybe up to 2 hours. But so we started that this morning, and we're going to continue that for the next couple of weeks. What we're going to do is we're going to roll out like 50 to 100. Uh, we're going to push it to a 50 or 100 laptops that are out telecommuting every day. And if we feel like it's going really well, we may actually up that a little bit. So, but I wanted to kind of give you that kind of perspective on technology because I know you all are experiencing some of the same things. You have the laptops that are in the fields, and you're worried about, are they getting patches? Are they getting, virus protection updates and those kinds of things? So we have done some things, to help you all with that, so there people are not having to try to bring those back in the building. And I know you're all worried about people bringing things back in the building and how you collect those, and that's another kind of vector with security is keeping your people safe. How do you collect those laptops? Do they need to sit for a while? And in KDE, we're taking a pretty aggressive stance on that. So when we have things come in, either laptops that have stopped working or broken, and then we give out a loaner, we do that without actually seeing the person and without touching that technology for probably a couple of weeks. We're letting it sit for a couple of weeks before we do anything with that. So we're just trying to be, kind of take all this in and be secure and be safe at home, but we also want to be secure at home. So I noticed on your agenda a discussion about network health. And one of the things that I want to tell you, it's just like, you know, uh, we as a technical community measure the health of a network by how fast we can get a ping to Google and back, let's say, or how much bandwidth we can push through without causing a lot of problems. And but our normal everyday user measures the network by their experience with the network. It's kind of like I do with the people that provide me water. I have municipal water at my home, and if it tastes good, and that's a good experience for me. I have no idea what size the pipes are and how much pressure they're pushing and those kinds of things. But it's the experience that they will always remember. So uh, there's traditionally been four, I would I would say, parts to the network, and that are really really important. So let's start with your network at the school level, and primarily that would be a wireless network, and some wired, but mostly today would be wireless. That's got to be a healthy network. The school to district hub network, which you all maintain, and 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 so that's got to be healthy. The district hub to internet connection, which is the KIN connection that we provide to every school district, has got to be healthy also. And then there's the fourth piece, which is the actual internet, and um, and so all of that has to really be healthy, and that's our traditional education network. As we have thought about it for many many years, but we're adding a new piece now, and that is the home network. And the home network's mostly out of your control, and it's out of my control from a state level. But it's at the control of the the parent, and yeah, or possibly even if it's a high schooler, maybe the high schooler takes care of the wireless network at home. But we think it's really important that that network be healthy also. And one of the things that we're doing uh, here at the state is we're working with our KIH3 provider, and we're trying to make sure that our networks are healthy across the state. We're doing bandwidth upgrades. We're doing the switch upgrades. As you all know, we're almost finished with those. We just started this week with the UPS and the power distribution unit upgrade in every school district. And we're started that in Judy's region, in Region 6, and we'll finish up in Region 6. I believe next we move to Region 8, and then when I say we, it's our vendor Volta that will be actually doing that work. So, and then on the internet part, we did get the upgrade to 200 gig, got that in place, uh, and that's going to last us hopefully for a long time. But we were pushing, at the end of the time that we were in school this past spring, we were getting close to reaching our maximum capacity on the 85 gig that we had there for internet for all of K through 12 in Kentucky. So the other part that's important for all of these networks is they got to be two-way. So with the home network, what you'll see is, oh, I can get download speeds of maybe here at my house, I get download speeds of 100 meg, but I only have upload speed of 10 meg. And so we think with educational the education usage in the home, and the mom and dad possibly working from home, and maybe you have two or three students, you don't just have one, and they're doing telelearning, they're doing teleworking, you're going to see a lot more demand for upload speed. So traditionally in the K through 12 network, that for schools, we see a very large download, but we see a real small upload. And the upload is, I'm asking for stuff traditionally, and I'm not really pushing stuff. But if you think about having teachers in the classroom in a lot of the different models that people are looking at, school districts are looking at, you see that classrooms are starting to push video out to the home. So it's important that we have that capacity to do both ways. On the KIN network, we have what we call full duplex. It's symmetrical. So if we have 100 meg down to a school district, we have 100 meg up. And the one thing that we have not done that we're getting ready to do with AT&T is we're getting ready to test that. We're getting ready to put some stress loads on that from some school districts to make sure that we have uh, a really good upload speed as well as a download speed. The other thing we're doing, we're looking at some areas in Kentucky, geographical areas that have traditionally over the past uh, year experienced a high rate of outages. Most of those are right now are in Western Kentucky. We have 5 school districts that we're focusing on really hard right now. Two, we already have scheduled for AT&T to put in a different route for them to improve their downtime. They just have a lot of outages. The outages are primarily caused by fiber cuts, and so we're going to change that route. We're also looking at 3 other school districts very hard to be able to improve their route or provide some kind of redundancy or failover capacity. So we're taking a look at kind of a lot of things from a network perspective, but we want to make sure from a security perspective and from a network perspective that we're in really good shape when we come back to school. So in the 27 years that I have been part of KETS, um, I've never really experienced the kind of challenges that we have had in the past 2 or 3 months. And I know that you all are invited to every discussion now, where 2, 3 months ago you were having to force your way into the discussions. You hear David Couch talk a lot about getting to the big table. And I know that IT or technology, education technology is in every conversation now and not just in a few conversations because everything we do going forward is super, super important from a technology perspective. So we're at the table now. And if you're not at the big table, then boy, I don't know. I don't know any ed tech leaders in the state right now that are not at the big table, that are not setting and helping make really, really important decisions for the reentry to their educational process in the fall. So, we have a rich history. And if you've seen our history documentation, we have it, as a part of our master plan. It's up on our website. We've talked about it on our webcast. Lots of first and lots of not only first, but lots of only. And we're all very proud of what we've done in Kentucky and from an educational technology perspective. And the things that we have done the past couple months, virtual meetings, virtual board meetings. We flipped to NTI days, and we just did that. And most of this hinges on the really good technology that we've put in place over the 27 years. But I can tell you the historical moments that we are making this summer, this spring and this summer, and the things that are doing will be things that are highlighted on our history going forward. So those things are just super important. Everything you're doing is good. Everything we've done up for the past 27 years has been in just really, really good, awesome cooperation with our K through 12 school districts in Kentucky, and that's something you just don't see anywhere else in the country. And I'm so proud to be a part of this. And I hate that we're going through this as a country. I hate that we're going through this from an educational perspective. I think sometimes what hurts us makes us stronger. So I think we'll all come out of this uh, being much, much stronger. And I can tell you the leadership that I have seen in the K through 12 community in the last 2 or 3 months has been outstanding. And I'll leave you with this thought. I've heard this all my life, and I think it's very, very true, especially in our times. The stars come out at night. And people that we've had on our staff, and I know people that we've had in the K through 12 community that have sometimes been quiet and we felt like maybe they weren't contributing, or they have stepped up and been superstars. I've had superstars on our team at KDE, and I know you all have too. And I've seen so many great things, happened in the K through 12 ed tech community just in the last 2 or 3 months. I'll leave you with that. Neil, thank you so much, and I'm going to join in today in your in some of the sessions, and I'm really excited about it. Thanks.
Phil, we are so thankful to have you with us today, and everything that you've shared really tees up some great conversations that we've got across the two
Yep.
sets, the two different sessions today. So thank you so much for being with us, and thank you for all that you've done for the Cats program over the last couple of decades. I know um, I've been I've been in this almost 16 years now myself, and I can say firsthand that everything that the Cats team has done to get Kentucky to this point has definitely, as I said in the email the other day, has definitely positioned us uniquely to respond to
Yep.
situations like this. So thank you all very
Yep.
much, and we're going to take a
Thank
short
you.
break, and right at 9 o'clock we will start with session two, and we've got session two on both track one and track two. So make sure that you jump into one of those tracks. There's going to be an exit survey and ELA credit at the end of each of those, so make sure you jump in and stay in for the entire time. So we will be right back in just a few minutes. Thanks, guys.